Greetings and welcome to the final episode of Rip from the Silverscreen. We have gone on this amazing journey throughout the month of the season of horror, and we have come upon the last and final. We have come upon the night of All Hallows Eve. You can hear the rain outside, by the way, sort of. And tonight we are going to pay homage to one of the most legendary individuals in the history of horror. We're going to pay homage to the late, this is sort of mine and Dark Knight 987's tribute to the late Brandon Lee. Now, of course you know, Brandon Lee was involved in a movie that we're going to talk about for our last and final review. I wanted to pick this. I picked this movie because I loved the darkness. I love the darkness, and matter of fact, I have the face paint. I'm wearing his face paint. So, as my tribute to Brandon Lee, I figured, why not do a movie that he did in 1994, excuse me, entitled The Crow. The Crow is based on the 1989 comic book from James O'Barr, and tells the story of Eric Draven, a rock musician who survived from the dead to avenge his own death as well as the rape and murder of his fiancée. And a little something that I don't want to start crying right now, man, because I miss him. I miss Brandon Lee. I love this. I love the way how he played the character of the Crow. And this review is dedicated to him. And we're gonna go through the plot like always, like how we always do. And yeah, so basically, this film is directed by Alex Proyas. This film stars the late Brandon Lee, Ernie Hudson, and Michael Wincott. And we're gonna go through the plot here. And yeah, so this I just wanted to say before we start, I picked this movie because this was a dark take on the character. I've read the comics before. I've read the Crow comics, and I love them a lot. And I hope and I pray. I heard that they were supposed to. I heard that they were gonna make a remake for The Crow. But they had they had wanted several other people to play the Crow, but no one, not even as much as I like the other ones. Well, actually, the first three, the sequels of The Crow. As much as I like Crow, City of Angels, nobody played the Crow like Eric, like Brandon Lee. Nobody could top Brandon Lee as Eric Draven in The Crow. And yeah, I think this is really good. It's a really good movie to end right from the Silverscreen. And God bless him. God bless Brandon Lee for the memories that he gave us when he was around. And also, God bless his dad too. His dad, Bruce Lee, was another one that was a legend in his own right.
Martial arts films that he has been in. I follow Bruce Lee, and of course his son here was also back. So yes, this is they both have made marks in the movie world. So yes, thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Brandon. You guys have quite the mark here in the film industry. So thank you.
All right. So So let's go through the plot here. This is our final review for the Silverscreen of The Crow. So here we go. On October 30th, Devil's Night in Detroit, Police Sergeant Albright investigates a crime scene where Shelley Webster has been brutally beaten, raped, and left for dead, while her fiance Eric Draven has died on the street outside after being stabbed, shot, and thrown out of a window. The couple were to be married the following day on Halloween. As he leaves for the hospital with Shelley, Albright meets a young girl named Sarah, who says that she is their friend and they take care of her. 1 year later, Sarah visits the graves of Eric Draven and Shelley Webster. After she leaves, a crow lands on Eric's gravestone and taps it. Later that night, Eric comes back to life and claws his way out of his grave. Meanwhile, a low-level street gang headed by T-Bird blow up a video arcade. Eric goes to his old apartment and finds it derelict. He has flashback of the murders and remembering that those responsible were T-Bird and his gang. Eric soon discovers that any wounds he receives heal immediately. Huh? Okay. I don't know. Painting his face to resemble a Harley Quinn mask and guided by the Crow, he sets out to avenge his and Shelley's murders by killing the perpetrators. You know, this face paint here. The Crow helps Eric locate Tintin, who stabbed him the year before. Eric finds Tintin in an alley, and the two begin to fight. Eric subdues Tintin, kills him with his own knife, and then takes his coat. Leaving a crow symbol drawn in Tintin's blood, he then goes to the pawn shop where Tintin pawned Shelley's engagement ring. Eric forces the owner, Gideon, to return the ring. He pours gasoline on the shop's floor, and as Gideon shouts curses at him as he leaves, shoots the gasoline puddle with a shotgun, destroying the store and nearly killing Gideon.
Hi, where's your little bag? You want candy for your ticket, please?
Oh no.
Cleo.
Hey guys. What's up,
Alright. Sorry about that. Sorry guys. Eric then runs into Albright and obliquely explains who he is and why he is here before vanishing. Later, Funboy and Sarah's drug-addicted mother, Darla, yeah, right? Okay, are caught by Eric in the midst of their drug session. Before killing Funboy with a fatal overdose of morphine, Eric talks to Darla, expelling the drug from her arm and making her realize that Sarah needs her to be a good mother.
You look so cute! What's your name?
Eric later visits Albright at his house, and Albright tells him that what he knows about Shelley's death, and that he watched as she suffered for 30 hours before dying. Eric touches Albright and receives from him the pain felt by Shelley during those hours. As T-Bird and Skank stop at a convenience store to pick up simple supplies, Eric arrives and kidnaps T-Bird in his own car. Skank follows the pair in a stolen car to the docks where Eric and T-Bird have arrived. Using duct tape, Eric ties T-Bird to the car, which is full of explosives, and primes a grenade inside before putting the car in drive, forcing T-Bird to drive it off the edge of the pier. When the grenade explodes and sinks the exploding car into the harbor,
There are pretzels in that bag.
killing T-Bird as Skank watches on from afar, while Eric leaves a burning crow symbol behind. Alright. Sorry guys. Sorry dude. You wanna finish reading it or should I? I'll let you finish it because they're talking too loud anyway. So go ahead.
Let me finish reading, guys, so be as loud as I can. So it says here, the next day, Sarah and her mother begin to repair their strained relationship. Sarah goes to Eric's apartment and talks to him. She tells him that she misses him and Shelley. Eric explains that even though they cannot be friends anymore, he still cares about her. The gang mentally informs Top Dollar, a top-level criminal who controls all the street gangs in the city, about Eric. Top Dollar and his lover, half-sister Micah, have become aware of Eric's actions through various witnesses, including Gideon, who Top Dollar killed afterward. Top Dollar holds a meeting with his associates on Devil's Night, where they discuss new plans for the Devil's Night criminal activities. Eric interrupts the meeting looking for Skink. After Top Dollar refuses to give up Skink, he has his men shoot Eric in the arms and vulnerability. Eric seizes several guns and engages the men in a gunfight, mainly shooting every one of Top Dollar's henchmen. Top Dollar, Micah, and Grange, Top Dollar's right-hand man, managed to escape during the gunfight. While Eric kills King by throwing him out the window before he plays capture. While Top Dollar reflects on Eric's prowess, Micah, who is a follower of mysticism, explains how Eric can be defeated by killing his crow guys. Eric, having finished his quest, returns to the grave where he finds Sarah waiting. He says goodbye to her and gives her Shelley's engagement ring. She is then selected by Grange, who takes her into the church where Top Dollar and Micah are waiting. So the crow, Eric realizes what has happened and goes to rescue her. Grange shoots the crow as it flies into the church, making Eric lose his invincibility. Micah grabs the wounded crow and then takes its mystic power. Albright arrives, intending to pay his respects to Eric just after Eric is shot and wounded. Top Dollar grabs Sarah and climbs the bell tower as the fight ensues. Grange is shot and killed by Albright. When Albright is wounded, Eric comes to the tower where he is confronted at gunpoint by Micah. Before Micah can shoot Eric, the crow escapes. Micah's grip, pegging her eyes out and causing her to fall down. Bell tower to her death. Eric climbs to the roof of the church where he's confronted by Top Dollar, holding Sarah hostage. There, Top Dollar admits ultimately responsibility for what happened to Eric and Shelley in the acts of T-Bird and Funboy and Motion at the beginning. Top Dollar cuts Sarah off to the side and Eric and Top Dollar fight on the roof. In their fight, Eric is fatally stabbed in the back. Before Top Dollar can kill Eric, Eric grabs Top Dollar's head and gives him 3 hours of pain from Shelley he absorbed from Albright. The physician sends Top Dollar falling from the roof of the church, where he's fatally impaled on the horns of the gargoyle. As Albright is taken to the hospital, Eric is reunited with Shelley at their graves. The film ends with the crow returning to his ring Sarah before flying off into the night.
Is that Alex?
Yeah. Okay, so that's the end of The Crow. So we're gonna talk about this. We're gonna talk about how we felt about the movie.
Of course.
But before we do, let us give our rating real quick. Just real quick. Me and him agree. This film is a 10 out of 10. Yes, it is. It's a 10 out of 10. I love this film a lot. Especially how dark it is. How dark and gothic this film truly is. And it kind of reminds me of the comics a little bit from all those many years ago. I hate Top Dollar and his goddamn gang after the crap they put Eric and Shelley through. There's some very, very interesting scenes in this movie, but the one that I think people would go toward the most is when Eric is on the roof playing the guitar.
Did you still know there was one in here? No.
During that scene, you can see the anger, you can see the frustration, you can see how pissed off he is, and it's very, very, and I love that scene because it shows a dark side of Eric. It shows a dark side of Eric Raven and stuff like that. What did you think about the movie overall, dude?
I thought overall the movie was good. I mean, when I first watched it, it kind of freaked me out, but I realized now that he just came back, his wrongful death as well as the rape and murder of his fiancée, he was just dementing. So I think the quote for me, and when I first saw him come back, it did freak me out. But overall, the movie is great. And like I said, although it was a tragic act that happened with Brandon Lee, who starred as a crow in this film. All in all, this movie, like I said, was good. Nice dark tones to it. it gives the viewer the
But I think maybe there still will be because it's raining.
this man come back from the dead and avenge his death. You don't see that. I mean, that is something that I liked about this movie. Even though the dark overtones to it, kind of pick me up. It's about vengeance, revenge on the man who was killed, his own dad. He comes back and he gets to make things right. That's what I like about this film.
Yeah, so I love Brandon Lee, as I said before, and he played Eric really good. This movie is top dollar. No offense. And you know, if I hope they don't ever make a freaking remake to this, because nobody played the Crow better than Eric than Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee was an amazing actor, and the dude's gonna be missed a lot. And as we said, we gave the film a 10 out of 10 because you're right about this film was really good. I love how they incorporated the gothicness in this film and all that and stuff like that. So with that in mind, let us know in the comment section down below what you guys thought and all that. And what are your memories of Brandon Lee? Let us know in the comments down below and all that and stuff like that. So that's going to be it for this edition of Rip from the Silverscreen. I'll probably do this again next October. But I will give you guys 31 days as promised. But so with that in mind, that's gonna be it for me. I'm as always Mr. Grimreaper 2. He's Dark987. Thank you for watching this final episode of Rip from the Silverscreen, and I will see you all in the afterlife. Peace.